start off, I know that I'm speaking to a group that is very well aware of what has happened in the last 2 decades within the IT BPM industry. But just to share a little bit about what I've been working on with, I think, a very interesting and talented group of people. The IT BPM industry is significant. It's a significant part of the gross domestic product of the Philippines, and we now pretty much handle the lion's share of English language support in that IT BPM umbrella, under that IT BPM umbrella. Of the 1.4 million people in the Philippines that work within this industry, which again makes up, I believe we're at 9% of GDP. We are second to OFW remittances. Of that group, there are about 890,000 people which operate within what's called the contact center industry. So IT BPM and IBPAP, which is the umbrella organization, is comprised of a group of smaller sub-industries like the Philippine Software Industry Association and the global in-house contact centers, the healthcare organization which manages a lot of these healthcare BPOs, et cetera, et cetera. CCAP is the industry association body that specifically supports companies that are in the contact center space. And the contact center space is about 54% of all the revenue that the sector, this larger sector, is generating for the country. The CCAP organization was built specifically to figure out what things need to happen, what support we need to provide to member companies in order to continue to grow and expand and maintain our now #1 leadership position in the world. There's 115 member companies, many companies that are here today. There's a number of companies that I know are not part of the CCAP family, which I would like to talk to you after the session today because you should join. It's significantly beneficial. When I was part of 2 large organizations that were in the Contact Center Association, we generated a lot of very useful opportunities that came from being part of this network. And so I would recommend, it doesn't matter what size your company is, large, small, I would definitely suggest joining. Because we have a number of programs that are targeted at contact center companies. And I'm not going to go through all of these today, but I just wanted to give you a sense of the services that are actually available to you as part of your membership in this organization. The one that I'm going to spend some time on today, though, is really this inclusive growth section. This is an area where I have been a very strong proponent since the first time I lived in the Philippines and worked here. Countryside development and preparing the countryside for what I believe is going to be the next big wave of growth in the contact center industry as well as in overall IT BPM services is really near and dear to my heart. I've been blessed with the opportunity to travel all over the country, spend lots of time with amazing people and seeing some amazing places. And further, I've had the opportunity to actually build and establish businesses in many markets, including I was, as I said, one of the very first executives in the space that came to markets like IloIlo, and we had IloIlo on our list and started the Teletech programs here right as I was leaving the country on my way to South Africa. So very, very proud of that time that I've spent trying to really drive countryside development. Okay, so in the Philippines today, and many people don't know this, although I know some of you guys that are doing this work here in IloIlo, you may have clients from many countries other than just the U.S. or Canada. Today, we're supporting countries all over the world, and in many different languages. It's really incredible. The types of services that we're now providing, voice as well as non-voice services, to countries all over the world. We also have seen, especially in the last 10 years, the type of work that we're doing has really increased in skill. Now, today, 85% of the work that we're performing for companies all over the world and for companies here in the Philippines are what we would call mid or high skilled work. This requires significant investment in training, sometimes special educational profiles, but using advanced tools, lots more digital tools now being used as part of our service offering. But it's a significant change from where we were not so long ago. We're not doing basic data entry. We're not doing, for the most part, very simplistic transactions. These are very complex interactions with customers all over the world. So, we answer the world. We're handling very complex interactions. We deliver outstanding customer service. We are the global leader in contact centers. Big round of applause. It's like a mic drop moment. I can walk away, right? End the presentation right there. Well, at CCAP, again, our role is to figure out how do we continue to provide the support that's necessary to drive growth. And we asked ourselves this question: how do we continue to attract Filipino as well as foreign investment to grow the industry, to drive significant innovation within this market, and maintain our #1 leadership position? As Richard mentioned some time ago, I am really somewhat shocked that we don't market ourselves as being the customer experience center of the world. We market ourselves as being the #1 voice destination and all this stuff, but we really should be marketing the amazing work that we're doing in very high-end customer experience projects. And that, we all know, is going to be the future of where this industry goes, but more importantly, we need to figure out how do we continue to do what we've done for this last 2 decades and accelerate while all these other countries are starting to catch up. Accelerate and maintain that position. Well, we asked ourselves, what are our top 5 challenges? And these challenges have amplified over time. The quality of talent, retention of talent, the supply of talent, the cost of doing business in certain markets around the country, and availability of leadership and the development of leadership. These are big challenges to us. And they become more challenging when you're in a building or an office park where you have 3 or 4 major competitors that are also having these same challenges, and you're all trying to compete for the same talent. Now, we find also that it is a significant investment to grow and develop talent, especially with these higher skills. It requires a lot of people and technology resources to do that. 85% of pledged Filipino and foreign investment went to a couple of places: NCR, Cebu, Calabarzon, and Central Luzon in the first half of this year. 85%. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So it's no surprise that the current investment incentives, and sorry, the text is a little bit off, are not really aligned with where the growth needs to be. And more importantly, when I look at where all the jobs are, it's also no surprise that 75% of all the jobs in the contact center industry are in those same areas. They're in Central Luzon, NCR, Cebu, and south of Metro Manila. No surprise at all. So when you look at these challenges and you look at kind of what's going on, it's become a bit of a circle. The investment is staying in a very small place within the country. It's not necessarily going to the countryside, and there's development opportunities that need that investment. And until we figure out how to get the investment into the countryside, we're never going to break that cycle. So we believe that the key to growth of this industry in the Philippines in the coming years is countryside development.